vibe of this place.
Plenty of space in the members' lounge today. Q's journey was very personal. He went through a lot of pain before he found himself at my door. It wouldn't be proper for me to tell his story, but mention his Geguli and you might make him feel more comfortable.
You people should leave her alone. What do you want with her?
Not that it's any of your business, but we're very close. We're in love. I refuse to let anything bad happen to her, no matter how much trouble she's gotten herself into.
Yeah, sure. Tell me another one. You debt collectors are low-life assholes. She's broke, okay? Now get out of my club before I get really pissed off and have you thrown into the street.
It's nothing personal, friend.
The Crimson Fleet? Oh my, I'm sorry. I had no idea. I didn't mean anything by it, really. Sorry, well, I worry about her. Ayumi owes a lot of money around town. I'm trying to help her out, but, you know, I have a business to keep afloat. If you want to talk to her, you can find her in the members' lounge. You already have access, so you should know the way. Enjoy your drinks.
Looks like you need to relax.
Days are too short. Life is too long.
I'm on duty. I'm not in the mood.
Benjamin Bayou's Tower. It's big, all right. Not sure what else it is, but it's big. The Astral Lounge spared no expense with their marketing. Huh. Better just stay focused if you can. Stick to your business. Getting drawn into diversions here is more dangerous than you'd expect.
Yeah, what? Is this important? I'm really busy right now. Let me save you some time. If you're here for a job, we're not hiring. If you're here about the Conduction Grid tour, we shut it down a year ago. See that big yellow thing that's draped over almost the entire city? That's the grid, or what the locals call the span. Besides looking like some sort of madman's modern art piece, it's actually the main source of the city's power. Well, like I said, it's shut down. Had to cut the entire tour staff too. Look, I'm sorry if I'm blowing up at you, but I've got a ton of problems and no time to deal with them all. I'm afraid that things aren't going terribly well around here. I don't care if I'm allowed to or not. I'm happy to get this off my chest. The conduction grid went online almost 75 years ago. And since then, we haven't developed a single groundbreaking innovation. At this point, the money we're taking in as a power utility barely covers the waste that's going on in the research and development division. You'd think that, right? The problem is that Brayson Bayu, Administrator Bayu's brother, is currently heading up the R&D division. I swear to you, the man doesn't know the first thing about power systems or electromagnetic technology. I can give you 117 reasons. Our employees. If Genodyne goes completely under, how many of them will lose their jobs? How many might get cut in a restructure? My position puts me in charge of the welfare of our personnel. I can't in good conscience allow that to happen to them. Isn't it obvious? Administrator Bayu clearly leaned on Ms. Komiko to get his brother hired. It's nepotism in action. I actually need our CEO's approval for that. And so far, it's been denied. Look, I'm running out of options. No one above me seems to care what's going on, but I'm willing to take a chance. I have a full report on Brayson that I want to send to Administrator Bayu, but I don't know if he can be trusted. What do you think I should do? You know what? You're absolutely right. I can't allow Brayson to run this company into the ground. Hey, look, thanks for helping me out with this. It's been on my mind for a long time. If there's anything else you need, any questions at all, feel free to ask. That's an excellent question, and the answer for it is surprisingly simple. The conduction grid is only effective in lightning-rich environments. That's why Volii was chosen as its primary development site. Genodyne has always hoped to adapt the grid's absorption technology for other applications, but nothing public has ever been announced. The span above the city is outfitted with a specially developed electromagnetic absorption system. When a lightning discharge hits the span, the energy is instantly distributed across the grid to prevent overload. The energy is then transferred through a series of polyphasic capacitors and rectifiers to ensure all of the negative and positive strikes are equalized. At this point, the energy is clean, and it gets stored in massive storage cells in Neon's underbelly, from which it's parceled out and used for power. Genodyne was founded in 2232 by the original designer of the conduction grid, Felicia Corbin. Working from her facility in Neon, it took her almost 25 years to get the conduction grid up and running. That was Genodyne's first and last major success. As long as it doesn't get me into serious trouble, ask away. I've only been working here for a few years now, and she's been my boss the entire time. Well, the big boss is our CEO, Mr. Harada. But I've actually never met him. He lives somewhere in New Atlantis, I think. She's my boss. She's fine, I guess. Look, like I said, I don't want to get into serious trouble. She might be a bit tough on all of us, but being responsible for Neon's power grid is a very stressful position. Sometimes that stress trickles down. Whoa. Okay, that's crossing the line. I can't discuss company matters like this. You're starting to make a lot of sense. Yeah, I hope so. Okay, listen. You didn't hear this from me, but I know she's up to something with Benjamin Bayu. He was in her office a few weeks ago, and they had some kind of shouting match. It got really heated until Bayu stormed out the door. I don't know what it was about, but I happen to know Miss Komiko keeps audio recordings of all her meetings in her safe. And before you ask, yes, I'll unlock it for you. Just don't tell anyone I helped, okay? Because I'm sick and tired of the corruption that's running through this city. People around here spend half their lives terrified about being backstabbed, and spend the rest of it planning on how they're going to screw over someone else. Something rotten is going on in this company, and one day, I hope to find out what it is. Sure, no problem. Hope to see you again soon.
Be careful if you run into those ecliptic jerks. They fly around like they own the settled systems. They like to use old abandoned facilities as outposts. You know, the ones left over from the colony.
Can't talk. I've got a deadline coming up.
luxury lines, known for opulence, extravagance, and now for a violent robbery aboard
The Settled Systems premier financial institution.
festivities aboard the
Have you
vessel
tried
came
one of
with
our
dramatic
advanced teller
images of
machines?
firefight broke out,
Galbank ATMs are spread throughout the Settled Systems, so you can do your banking your own
Salem
way,
managed
on
to
your own
escape,
time.
but not before stealing
Galbank,
the
where
Terran
your credits
Preservation
work for
Society's
you.
coveted Earth Savior Award. Worth over 1 million credits and made of gold filigree and covered in diamonds. The theft of the award is presumed to be the motive for the
Welcome to Galbank, the
Cast
Settled Systems
membership
premier
for the
financial
Gideon
institution.
Award is confirmed
Have you tried one of our advanced
on
teller
its
machines? Galbank ATMs are spread throughout the Settled Systems, so you can do your banking your own way, on your own time. Galbank, where your credits work for you.
SSNN.
Welcome to Galbank, the Settled Systems premier financial institution. Have you tried one of our advanced teller machines? Galbank ATMs are spread throughout the Settled Systems, so you can do your banking your own way, on your own time.
Mech Horizon is a
Galbank,
fictionalized
your credits
account of a
work
mech
for
pilot
you.
whose dizzying career has her face-off with the UC, Spacers, and leading an assault on Varun Zealots. Although far-fetched, the book
Welcome to
already gained
Galbank,
quite
the
the
Settled
following in
Systems
the
premier
Freestar
financial institution.
more than its sheer
Have you
content.
tried one of our advanced teller machines? Galbank ATMs are spread throughout the Settled Systems, so you can do your banking your own way, on your own time.
Disrespectful to the
Galbank,
many families
where your
who
credits
also
work
want to
for
be
you.
for. It's also dangerous. Dangerous or not, rumor has it that at least 2 movie studios are in a bidding war.
Welcome to Galbank, the Settled Systems premier financial institution. Have you tried one of our advanced teller machines? Galbank ATMs are spread throughout the Settled Systems, so you can do your banking your own way, on your own time. Galbank, where your credits work for you.
Varun Zealots have been sighted in the Morrock, grossing only on hand across systems.
Welcome to Galbank, the Settled Systems premier financial institution. Have you tried one of our advanced teller machines? Galbank ATMs are spread throughout the Settled Systems, so you can do your banking your own way, on your own time. Galbank, where your credits work for you.
On the right land of the Terran, a mining operation run by Argos Extractor was attacked by the Crimson Fleet. Argos was commissioned by the enigmatic Constellation to dig
Welcome to Galbank, the Settled Systems premier financial institution. Have you tried one of our advanced teller machines? Galbank ATMs are spread throughout the Settled Systems, so you can do your banking your own way, on your own time. Galbank, where your credits work for you.
Individuals so talented that afterwards they were recruited by Constellation. Armed with only their trusty mining tools, the Argos crew fought off the Crimson Fleet and defended.
Welcome to Galbank, the Settled Systems premier financial institution. Have you tried one of our advanced teller machines? Galbank ATMs are spread throughout the Settled Systems, so you can do your banking your own way, on your own time. Galbank, where your credits work for you. Welcome to Galbank, the Settled Systems premier financial institution. Have you tried one of our advanced teller machines? Galbank ATMs are spread throughout the Settled Systems, so you can do your banking your own way, on your own time. Galbank, where your credits work for you.
Short supply after the colony.
Welcome to Galbank, the Settled Systems premier financial institution. Have you tried one of our advanced teller machines? Galbank ATMs are spread throughout the Settled Systems, so you can do your
The
banking
latest
your own
bloody
way,
affair
on your
involved
own
the
time.
outside strikers
Galbank,
battling with their
where your
nemesis,
credits
the
work
Disciples,
for you.
in a large warehouse. Many gang members perished in the violence, and Neon Security said that it has left the
Welcome to
business
Galbank,
disciples
the
in
Settled
disarray.
Systems premier financial institution. Have you tried one of our advanced teller machines? Galbank ATMs are spread throughout the Settled Systems, so you can do your banking your own way, on your own time. Galbank, where your credits work for you.
The reviews are in.
Welcome to Galbank, the Settled Systems premier financial institution. Have you tried one of our advanced teller machines? Galbank ATMs are spread
was thinking about getting some work done at Enhance.
You want to take some time to relax here, I get it. Just don't get too lost in the distractions. We have a lot to do.
You good? Pardon.
Yeah. What do you want? You must be zoned out of your mind, because there's no way anyone sober would say something like that. How the hell did you find that? It was Estelle Vincent, wasn't it? That bitch. I knew I should have kept that somewhere else. Here, take this pass. It should get you through the storage room entry to the facility. I'm warning you though. Once you're inside, you're trespassing in a high-security zone. That means they shoot on sight. Good luck. You're going to need it. I suppose if I don't explain, a copy of that recording you found might end up on the next SSNN report. Okay, fair enough. A few years back, the previous CEO of Generdyne went missing. As the COO, I was next in line for the job. Instead, Bayu muscled his way into the company and gave me an ultimatum. Either back up his bullshit Mr. Harada identity, or I'm gone. I had no choice. But I decided right then and there, I was going to do whatever I could to take what was rightfully mine. If that meant seducing Bayu to tip him off balance, then so be it. Luckily for me, Mike has been incredibly understanding about the whole thing. What do you think happened? Bayu started sticking his nose into Generdyne's business, all but outright demanding a cut of the profits. In response, the CEO made a huge mistake by threatening to take his grievances to the FC. His shuttle never arrived. Need I say more? Oh, we're polar opposites, but we share a unique bond. Micah is the only person in this godforsaken city that's kept me from going completely under. She doesn't want money, doesn't use me for influence or as a stepping stone to get ahead. She loves me for being me, and I love her for being the same. And when this stupid bullshit is over, and Bayu is 10 fathoms deep under Neon, we'll be there for each other. Forever. If you had to work with Brayson Bayu, you'd understand. The man is still a totally incompetent fool, and he's running our company into the ground. The worst part of it is that he's Administrator Bayu's brother. So I can't fire him. I can't reassign him. I can't even yell at him. It's like having a cut on your body and you're helplessly watching yourself bleed to death. Except in our case, we're hemorrhaging money. What is this? A job interview? I'm the COO of the company, second to the top. Right under our esteemed CEO, Mr. Harada, also known as Benjamin Bayu. So when you ask me what I do for Generdyne, the answer is nothing. The Bayous run the show, and I tread water. The salary helps, of course, but at the end of the day, I'm just a joke. Sitting in an office to make things look legitimate. Keeps them off the Freestar Collective's radar. They might actually step in if they discover that the same person controlling the city's regulations and bylaws benefits financially from them. If you haven't figured it out by now, Benjamin has a stranglehold on the city. You can't take a piss without him charging you after flush. Try and get in his way, and then he uses Neon security to beat you senseless. Or the Sioga Syndicate to make you disappear. Oh, for God's sake, say something! I just know this is gonna come back to bite me on the ass. I just know it.
Excuse me.
You good?
You really going to walk on by and miss out on a chance to experience Euphorica? We have everything you want out of Beyond and more.
5 deep fish will get in water at a time.
My partner and I have talked about
Here's where the magic happens. By magic, I mean creating Aurora out of fish guts, I guess. Now, look. That's Neon in a nutshell. Sometimes delightful, sometimes bewildering, sometimes stressful. I have something for you. Talk to me, my dear friend. Yeah, I do. How did you know? Everybody works the best when they're scared and tired, right? never saw anything like that before. Do you see that hole in the ceiling too? Don't touch those cables unless you want to become part of them permanently.
Where'd you run off to?
Don't touch those cables unless you want to become part of them permanently.
You're done for. You're done for.
got my undivided attention. Go. Do what you gotta do, friend. Oh, good. Story time. Love it. Tired of me already? Well, we can cover more space separately this way.
Oh, it's you. I was wondering how long it would take you to get down here. If you want the encryption cipher, you're welcome to it. I just don't want anyone getting hurt. Look, there's no need to be angry with me. I'm on your side. I'm not trying to trick you. You want the cipher? It's yours. At this point, I'd do anything to get back at my brother. He deserves everything he's got coming to him. You're kidding, right? My brother is Benjamin Bayou, the one and only. He's the administrator of Neon, and the reason I'm so damn miserable. Could you stop staring at me like that? Oh, don't patronize me. I know I'm no prize winner myself, but at least I don't spend my days trying to screw everyone over. You know, I've spent my entire life living in Ben's shadow. Everything always works out for him, while I've been bouncing from one job to the next, barely keeping afloat. And all the while, he laughs at me behind my back. Thinks it's hilarious to make fun of his stupid brother. Like I wouldn't eventually find out. One advantage to being perceived as stupid is that no one takes you seriously. When I walk into a party, I'm instantly the resident social pariah. My eyes and ears are wide open. I can't tell you the number of times I've overheard that my brother has spread amusing anecdotes about his stupid brother. Murder my own brother. Are you crazy? Just because I hate how he treats me, it doesn't mean I want him dead. I want him to suffer. Like I have. You know what? I am sick to death of being pushed around. It's my turn to take control for once. The passcode for my terminal is GEN-41A18. That should give you access to the cipher and whatever else you need. I'm getting out of here while I still can. After you're done, I suggest you do the same. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, I'm at about, I don't know, a -8. I don't have the background for this electrical engineering stuff. Chief technician? It's ridiculous. Ben stuck me down here expecting me to work miracles. He didn't stop for even a second to think of the repercussions. That's so typical. All I need is one breakthrough. One. And I could shove this job right in his face. Damn, that would feel good. Holy crap. You might be right. I mean, It would take some time, but I bet I could figure it out. Huh. All this time I've been trying to develop something new, and it's been staring me in the face for years. Oh man, that is so like me. Thank you for giving me that kick in the ass I needed to get going. As usual, you can thank my dear brother for that. At first, he made me deputy administrator. That went well, until I wouldn't cooperate with Owen Dexler and all of his thugs at Neon Security. Then, he had me work with Valentina over at Xenofresh, helping with Aurora distribution. Until she pinned a credit skimming scam on me. And now, here I am, chief technician at Generdyne, when I don't even know the first thing about electrical engineering. Because he's a two-faced son of a bitch, that's why. It's not like I should be surprised. When we were younger, we never got along very well. I mean, he's 11 years older than I am. We had two different mothers. Might as well have been from two separate families. Is something wrong? That's an understatement. I never knew my actual mother. She was my father's mistress. And I was told she vanished from Neon when I was only 2 years old. Ben's mother, she didn't give a crap about me. Wouldn't even let me call her Mom. I just had to call her Liliana. Can you imagine? And then there's Dad. So buried in the day-to-day operations of Neon, he didn't have time to pay attention to his bastard son. Oh, I'm not going to pretend I had it more difficult than the poorer folks in Neon, but emotionally, it tore me to pieces. Look, I appreciate what you're trying to do, and it's nice to get this off my chest, but talking about it isn't going to change a thing. That's why I gave you the encryption cipher. Anything I can do to stick it to Ben, that's the real therapy. Well, this is awkward. do me a favor and don't tell my brother we talked. He, wouldn't like it.
Seems like the Crimson Fleet is everywhere these days, spreading like a virus through the Settled systems. They like to set up shop in old facilities, places abandoned by the colony.
Ah, there you are. What kept you? I believe we have a lot to discuss. It's obvious you're here to meet someone. Fortunately for them, they rented this VIP room under a false name. I assume that same someone provided you with that clever little virus you installed into Generdyne's systems. All too well. You know, I should give credit where it's due. That virus is quite impressive. It will cost me tens of thousands of credits to remove. That's the last time I'll ever take the Crimson Fleet's capabilities for granted. And I'm a businessman, which means I know when to walk away from a deal. You want to know why? It's because I don't negotiate with pirates. They don't understand commitments or contracts. How to get the deal done with finesse. No. For your kind, it's only brute force and violence. Shoot first, take whatever you want, and ask questions later. That's not how I do business. It may seem that way, but for every rival I've had thrown into the ocean, I've made 2 times as many legitimate deals. Look, I'm not here to debate. I'm here to make an offer. All you have to do is tell me who's profiting from the virus you've uploaded. In return, I'll let you leave the city alive. My dear friend, you couldn't possibly offer me enough money to offset the embarrassment that this has caused. I'm afraid you'll just have to reveal your source. Brayson? Interesting. And here I thought my dear brother was simply a coward. Perhaps I've misjudged Brayson. No matter. I'll deal with him soon enough. So, I assume this concludes our little arrangement, and you'll be leaving our fair city. Oh, when you get back to the Key, be certain to give Neva and Delgado my warmest regards.
Call someone's power grid going out.
Sleep with us. Welcome, off-worlder, to the Hotel Polo. Your home away from home, here on Neon.
This is god-tier level stuff.
Madame Sauvage always gives me helpful advice.
What a city, am I right? Aurora, it's a mood. You feel me? Diosdado's my dad's name, and his dad before him. I used to go by Trey, but when the old man passed, I decided to do him a solid and wear the name without the nick. Even back on Sol, my ancestors were island people. And Volii Alpha being an ocean world, I feel their spirits with me. I'm a free spirit, yo. A wanderer. I go wherever the wave takes me. But if there's two places I vibe with most, it's the bars and the market. Aurora's my mistress, but fashion's my heart, so I'm always checking in on the latest trends. When I was a kid, my parents used to dress me in these old man sweatsuits because it was all we could afford. But even then, my sense of style was always there, deep in the marrow. You know? It got so bad I started cutting up my clothes to make my own. When I finally could afford some new threads, it was like meeting my soulmate in person after a decade of loving her from afar. Think so? I know people say the trends here are manufactured. Just more megacorp, technorati bullshit putting commercials in the sky. But the corps can put up 1,000 billboards, and they still won't define what lights up the street. We do. Was it your turn to talk, or mine? All love.
How many velocities did I have?
Maybe we'd like to try other lessons.
Glad you're back. Sorry about the whole Benjamin Bayou thing at the Astral Lounge, but I didn't have much of a choice. Can you believe the nerve of that smug son of a bitch? Man is priceless. You're not the least bit concerned that he found the virus and figured out where we were meeting that quickly. Must be nice to be so naive. That might help you sleep at night, but doesn't do me a hell of a lot of good. Since Bayou flagged the virus, I can't risk accessing the system now. All that work I did trying to crack Generdyne is gone. Now I'm in a bit of a bind. The prep work for this job put me in deep for a bunch of cash, and I have no way to pay it all back. That's exactly what I had in mind. I guess you aren't such a rook after all. How much are you willing to part with? Wow, that's way more than I expected. I had no idea you'd be so generous. All right, I guess we're done here. Tell Delgado if he ever needs me for anything else. I've still got his back. And hey, you won't be hearing Rook from me anymore. As far as I'm concerned, you're one of us now. Lifeblood of the fleet. If anyone tries to tell you otherwise, you send them to talk to me. Just watch your ass. Benny isn't exactly gonna be tickled that you've been talking to his brother.
What can I get you today?
Everything looks good at my station, Captain.
Anything I can do for you?
Orbital insertion complete. You may now move freely about the cabin.
integrity looks good.
All hell's breaking loose, Rook. Delgado needs you in the repair bay with Jazz as soon as possible. Oh, it's bad. Real bad. Delgado will fill you in with the details. Now get your ass to the repair bay. Go!
You are sure we will have those defense batteries up and running?
No. I'm not sure. They're in bad shape, Del. Really bad shape. I'm already using duct tape and spit to keep the station from falling apart, and you want me to pull a rabbit out of my hat?
I don't want to hear excuses. I want to hear that it's going to be fixed. Period. Get it done.
All right. I'm on it.
You want to quit standing there and hand over the conduction grid data?
Ah, perfect. I'll take that.
Dependable as always. Unlike some people we know.
Oh, that's real funny.
All right, listen up because I don't want to repeat this twice. We've gotten word that UC Systef is massing somewhere nearby for an attack on the Key. While we prepare for their arrival, I want you to head straight for Bannock 4 and bring Crix's legacy home. Just slow down and listen before you jump the gun and ruin everything. Lay it out, Jess.
All right, first things first. I'm gonna upload this data you snagged from Generdyne into the Key's databanks. All you need to do is build and then install a conduction grid module onto your ship. Oh, and if you haven't already, you'll need the CommSpike module installed as well.
Once your ship is ready, jump out to Bannock 4, board the Legacy, and bring us the cash. Nothing around here is simple.
Del's right. You have to follow these steps carefully, or don't bother coming back. After you board the Legacy, be on the lookout for 2 transfer modules. They're special keys that allow access to the ship's vault. Once you locate the vault's control center, hook up the data core I'm gonna give you, and download everything they've got.
And before you get any bright ideas, like running off with the money, that currency is going to be heavily encrypted. Only a genius like Shinya will be able to crack that encryption. So bring it back here right away. Which is exactly why you need to get there first, and we can't let it fall into their hands. Look, I'm gonna make this real simple for you. If that money ends up anywhere but the Key, I will hunt you down and pry it out of your dead hands myself. Now get moving. The Crimson Fleet isn't really a fleet. It's an ideal. A principle that Crix sought to set up so that pirates didn't infight over scraps. Over time, that notion has been lost. Captains have been turning their backs on the fleet, doing jobs on the side. killing each other. Bringing Crix's legacy back to the fleet would be like validating everything Jasper Crix believed in. And I'm certain it would unify us once again. Of course, it wouldn't exactly hurt to have all that extra money at our disposal. But I think you catch my meaning. You've met some of them already. Matis Castillo, Yevgeny Rokov, Juan Dayu, Estelle Vincent, and Adler Kemp. They might feel like independents to you, but each one of them has a stake in the Crimson Fleet. And each one of them wants a cut of the wealth. I am sending word out to every able-bodied captain that they are needed. We'll see how many answer the call. The toughest nut to crack is if UC SysDef brings in the Vigilance. That Commander Ikande has himself a hell of a ship there. Advanced shield tech, bristling with weapons. I would love to see that thing burn. If we hope to stand a chance against it, we need those defensive batteries and Crix's legacy. Get moving before it's too late.
I need to get those defensive batteries online, so make this fast. Not a problem. Conduction grid data is all set up in the system, so it should be an easy install. Good. I'm busy anyway. I need to get those defensive batteries online, so make this fast. There are 3 defensive batteries. Basically, they were part of the The good news is, the bad news is that they're 100-year-old tech. They keep... Well, you already know that the conduction grid does a pretty nifty trick. The version for your ship can still absorb incoming electrical energy. Instead, it just scatters the EM harmlessly. As a nice side effect, I'm betting the module will make your ship somewhat EM weapon resistant and boost its shield regen. Lucky you. The comm spike traces and decrypts coded signals. As long as you have the transponder ID, you can track pretty much anything. That file you lifted from the GalBank archives contained the Legacy's transponder code, which I'll program into your nav system. All you have to do is get within the vicinity of Bannock 4, and the comm spike will automatically point you to the target. Cute toy, huh? Make us all proud. I need to get those defensive batteries. Not a problem. Conduction grid data is all set up in the system, so it should be an easy install. Sure, sure. Let me punch that up, and we can have at it. need to get those defensive batteries online, so make this fast.
Not a problem. All right, let's see what you need.
I need to get those defensive batteries online, so make this fast.
There are 3 defensive batteries. Basically, they were part of the UC's original... The good news is... The bad news is that they're 100-year-old tech. They keep...
You think these new SHIELD schematics will open up any new jobs?
I don't know. We're pirates, not explorers. We're not gonna send a rook to some irradiated...
Not a problem. Conduction grid data is... Sounds like fun. Let's see what I've got.
Rook. UC will never crush the fleet. They'd have to catch it first.
So there I am. UC security on my tail. And my
Hey, what's going on?
Ships released. Let's go. We're here, hot off the stellar slide. Docking complete. We're good to go.
We hunt piracy all across the galaxy. Lost a bet to one of the officers.
All support ships have arrived, Commander.
Good. After we're done here, arrange a briefing. I want all of their CEOs over here as soon as possible.
Yes, sir.
There you are. Where have you been? You mean your latest excursion to Neon? I've received the reports about your little foray into Genodyne. Last piece of the puzzle before you go after Crix's legacy. Which means it's time to put all the cards on the table and prepare to attack the key. That's the only course of action. There's no scenario here where the fleet will be allowed to continue. Before you jump to Bannock 4, I need to make one thing abundantly clear. The credits from that Galbank transport cannot reach the fleet. You have to bring them here at all costs. Delgado gains access to those resources. We might be touching off a battle we can't possibly win.
We've been monitoring the Crimson Fleet's comm chatter in the Crick system. They're gathering allies by making promises based on your success.
As much as I hate to admit it, UC SysDef won't stand a chance. The fleet will become stronger and more unified than ever. You're not doing it for me. You're doing it for the security of the settled systems. All right, I guess this is it. Do whatever prep you need to do aboard the Vigilance, and then head out to Bannock 4. When you return here with Crix's legacy, we'll begin the attack. Good luck. Our directive is simple. We are tasked with the eradication of space piracy in the settled systems. As the chief source of pirate activity, the Crimson Fleet is our primary target. Please, proceed with your report. While you're running with the Crimson Fleet, you're undoubtedly going to be faced with some morally gray decisions. It's going to be difficult for you to weigh the consequences of pulling the trigger while maintaining your cover. Do what you have to do, but remember why you're out there in the first place. I'm not advocating violence. I'm merely urging you to weigh the consequences before you open fire. Look, your past stumbles aside, I still believe you can do this job while upholding that standard. But make no mistake, the next time you harm an innocent life, you are off this operation for good. The evidence you've been bringing to Lieutenant Toft has been instrumental in convincing the brass at Mast to greenlight the attack. They've sent us support ships, extra troops, weapons, all on account of your role in the operation. To put it simply, if it wasn't for you, this operation would be at a standstill. During the end of the Narion War, the money was destined to bolster the Freestar Collective's coffers. Even though we were rivals at the time, and I suppose we still are to some extent, the credits still rightfully belong to their people. After the money is turned over to Mast, I'm certain arrangements will be made to return the money to the proper authorities in Aquila City. All my hopes go with you. Good luck.
Spending up. This time with those pirates couldn't have been easy. Just hold out.
Glad to be part of the team.
Separation complete. Drive spinning down. Systems green. Grab jump complete.
Weapons are down! Weapons are down! Direct hit to the...
I suppose it did cost a few fortunes. But it is nice to travel with a modicum of style. It's not yet time. I don't even know if it will ever be. But hope and my pocketbook springs eternal. I really can't say. As much as I'd like to. It may mean nothing, but I'm rooting for you. Please, just be careful. Very careful. I hope to see you at a much later date.